Waking up early. You've heard it 1,000 times. Wake up at 5 a.m. and you'll be successful. Sounds like something a productivity cult leader would say, right? Like if you just drag yourself out of bed in the dark, suddenly you'll have abs, a six-figure income, and your life together. But here's the thing. It's not about becoming a morning person overnight or joining some imaginary 5 a.m. club where everyone drinks green juice and posts sunrise photos. It's about gaining quiet, focused time before distractions hijack your brain. Early mornings equal better planning, less stress, more productive hours. You're not fighting through emails, phone calls, and other people's emergencies. You're ahead of them. Spend 30 minutes in the morning journaling, reading, or planning your day, and it compounds into massive clarity over months. The rest of the day? You're just reacting to chaos. But those early hours? That's when you actually get to think. You don't need to wake up at 4 a.m. if you don't want to. Just early enough to breathe before the world starts demanding pieces of you. Making your bed. Making your bed sounds trivial, like advice your mom gave you that you ignored for 20 years. It feels pointless, right? You're literally just going to mess it up again in 16 hours. But here's what's actually happening. It's a psychological win first thing in the morning, and your brain actually registers it. It creates a sense of order and accomplishment before you even leave the room. You've completed something. Task started, task finished. And that sets a productive tone for the rest of the day. Studies show that people who make their bed are often happier and more disciplined. Sounds insane, but it's real. Walking into a made bed at night hits different than walking into chaos. It takes 2 minutes, maybe less. But those 2 minutes tell your brain, I'm someone who finishes things. And that's not about the bed, that's about momentum. One small completed task creates the next one. You're building discipline without even realizing it. So make your bed. It's boring. It works. And it proves you can do small things consistently, which is basically the foundation of not being a mess. Doing courses. Take an online course and level up your skills. Sounds like a LinkedIn guru trying to sell you a $997 masterclass with fake scarcity tactics. Sounds like something pushed by people who make more money teaching courses than actually doing the thing. And honestly, most online courses are garbage. Overpriced, outdated, taught by people who've never worked a real job. You can learn anything for free on YouTube anyway, right? Here's the thing. Strategic courses build skills faster than random YouTube binges ever will. Free content has no structure, no accountability, and no finish line. You watch 47 videos about Python or AI or whatever, take 0 notes, implement nothing, and 6 months later, you've learned absolutely nothing. A good course gives you a roadmap, not just random tips scattered across 200 clickbait thumbnails. But here's what matters. Finishing. Most people collect courses like Pokemon cards. They buy them during a motivated 2 a.m. moment, watch 3 lessons, then never touch it again. One completed course beats 10 abandoned ones. Pick something specific you'll actually use. Not master productivity, actual skills. Especially tech skills that are changing the job market right now. The key is finding courses from real institutions with real structure, not some influencer's PDF disguised as education. Structured learning from credible sources compounds into actual career growth. If you want a simple way into all of this instead of getting lost in random AI tutorials, the AI courses on Coursera are the ones I'd actually finish. It's built by the people who use AI at massive scale, so it teaches the basics in a way that matters today. How generative AI works, how to write useful prompts, and how to use tools like ChatGPT or DeepSeek to speed up real tasks at work. No theory for theory's sake. You learn practical skills, how to automate boring parts of your job, how to create better content, and how to make faster decisions using AI instead of guessing. If you're trying to get ahead in a world where AI is changing everything, starting with the essentials makes more sense than trying to master everything at once. Start learning AI today. Enroll now on Coursera. The link is in the description. Daily reading. Read for 15 to 20 minutes a day. Sounds like homework you'll get to eventually. Sounds like something you add to your New Year's resolutions and forget by January 3rd. But daily reading is more than entertainment. It's a mental workout, and your brain is getting weak. Your attention span is cooked from 15-second videos and infinite scrolling. Reading expands your vocabulary, improves focus, and sparks new ideas you'd never find doom scrolling through garbage content. Even small chunks consistently compound knowledge like interest in a bank account. Read 15 minutes a day, and that's 10 to 12 books a year. Suddenly, you're ahead of most people who haven't finished a book since high school. It forces your brain to focus for longer than a TikTok video, and that's a skill that's basically dying. Most people can't sit still for 10 minutes without checking their phone, and that's exactly why you should. Doesn't have to be classic literature or dense philosophy. Just anything that isn't algorithm-fed garbage designed to keep you scrolling. Read anything. Fiction, biographies, articles. Just read. Your brain will thank you. Drinking enough water. Drinking water is the most boring health advice on the planet. Right up there with eat your vegetables and get some sunlight. You've heard it a million times. Probably ignored it a million times. And yet, most people are walking around dehydrated 24/7, wondering why they feel like absolute garbage. Here's the truth. It's simple, boring, and incredibly effective. Proper hydration improves focus, energy, and even mood. Your body is 60% water. You're basically a fancy houseplant that forgot to water itself. When you're dehydrated, you get brain fog, fake hunger, headaches, and zero energy. And you just blame it on being tired or stressed, when really you just need water. Keep a water bottle nearby, track your intake. Small tweaks, big results. And no, coffee doesn't count. Energy drinks don't count. If it's full of caffeine and makes you pee neon yellow, it's not hydration. The moment you actually drink enough water consistently, you'll notice. Clearer skin, sharper focus, less random cravings. It's just water. Not sexy, not a hack, but your brain and kidneys need it. So drink up. Journaling reflection. Journaling sounds like something teenagers do with sparkly diaries and tiny locks. Like something you'd see in a coming-of-age movie where the main character writes, "Dear Diary," before pouring their heart out. But it's actually just a daily check-in with yourself, and most people never do it. Writing down your thoughts, feelings, and wins clarifies goals and reduces stress. It prevents mental clutter and builds emotional resilience. Your brain loops the same worries, the same doubts, the same BS on repeat. Journaling breaks the loop, gets it outside your head so it stops haunting you. Even 5 minutes of reflection can transform your mindset over time. It doesn't need to be poetic or Instagram-worthy, just honest. Could be as simple as, what went well today? What didn't? What am I learning? That's it. 3 questions, 5 minutes, and suddenly you're processing emotions instead of bottling them up until you explode. You start seeing patterns, triggers, growth you didn't notice before. You're not keeping a diary, you're debugging your brain. And just like anything else, if you don't check for errors regularly, things crash. Walking daily. Walking is the most underrated form of exercise, and it's not even close. Because people think if they're not drenched in sweat or posting gym selfies, it doesn't count. If you're not running miles or lifting heavy, then what's the point, right? Wrong. A short, consistent walk improves mental and physical health dramatically. It boosts creativity and problem-solving while giving your body a gentle reset. You don't need intense workouts, just moving daily matters. Your body was designed to move, not sit in a chair for 12 hours staring at screens. That's why everything hurts. Walking fixes that. And here's the thing, some of the best ideas happen while walking, not sitting at your desk trying to force productivity. No equipment needed, no gym membership, no excuses. Just you, your shoes, and 20 to 30 minutes. It's not sexy, there's no PR to post, no gains to flex, but it works. Your mind clears, your body loosens up, and problems that seemed impossible at your desk suddenly have solutions. You don't need to run marathons or become a fitness influencer. You just need to stop being furniture. Walk. Daily. That's it. Meal prep. Simple, healthy eating. Meal prep sounds like something only bodybuilders do with their color-coded Tupperware containers and chicken, rice, and broccoli for the 7th day in a row. Sounds intense, sounds boring, sounds like way too much effort. But cooking and planning meals saves money, time, and improves health, even if it feels mundane. Here's the reality. When you're hungry, your brain makes terrible decisions. That's when you order $40 of junk food you don't even want because it's easy and it's there. Meal prep isn't about perfection or becoming a chef. It's about having one decent option ready so you're not eating gas station food at 9 p.m. Tiny habits compound over months. Drinking tea instead of soda, swapping chips for fruit. Doesn't need to be fancy. Chicken, rice, veggies works. No blog backstory required. No complicated recipes with 47 ingredients. Just simple, real food that doesn't come in a wrapper. People who don't plan meals don't magically eat healthy when they feel like it. It's not about being a chef. It's about not letting hungry you make stupid decisions. Plan now, eat better later. Digital decluttering. Your phone has 47 apps you haven't opened in months, 12,000 unread emails, and notifications that never stop screaming at you. Your desktop is a graveyard of random files you'll quote-unquote organize later, and you wonder why you feel scattered, distracted, and anxious all the time. Here's the thing. Spending 10 minutes a day cleaning your inbox, phone, or desktop reduces stress and distraction. Digital clutter is real clutter. It's just invisible, so people ignore it. But your brain feels it. Less mental clutter equals more focus, creativity, and calmness in everyday life. Every notification is someone else's priority interrupting yours. Every app you don't use is just sitting there, taking up space and attention. Delete unused apps. Turn off notifications you don't need. Unsubscribe from spam emails you never read. Here's the test. If you haven't opened an app in 30 days, delete it. You can always re-download if you actually need it. Spoiler, you won't. Your attention is being sold to the highest bidder, and you're letting it happen for free. Your phone should be a tool you control, not a slot machine you're addicted to. Clean it up. You'll breathe easier. Gratitude practice. Gratitude journals sound like self-help cringe from overpriced courses, like something an influencer sells you for $47 with a pastel cover and inspirational quotes. But here's the reality. Writing down 1 to 3 things you're grateful for each day actually rewires your brain to focus on positivity. Your brain has a negativity bias. It's wired to focus on what's wrong, what's dangerous, what could go badly. That's survival mode. It kept our ancestors alive, but now it just makes you miserable. Gratitude practice forces your brain to notice what's good instead. And no, this isn't toxic positivity. You're not pretending problems don't exist or ignoring real issues. You're just being intentional about balance. Could be tiny things. Good coffee, sunlight through your window, your dog not destroying something for once. Simple. A boring habit that strengthens relationships, boosts mood, and builds resilience. People who practice gratitude report better sleep, less anxiety, and more emotional stability. Takes 2 minutes. Write 3 things. That's it. You're not being naive. You're being intentional about what your brain fixates on. Because left alone, it spirals into doom. Give it something better to work with. Consistent sleep schedule. Everyone wants a magic pill for energy, focus, and mood. Then they sleep 4 hours on random schedules and wonder why life feels impossible. They're up until 2 a.m. on weekdays, crashing at 9 p.m. on weekends, then back to midnight on Monday. And they can't figure out why they're exhausted all the time. Here's the truth. Going to bed and waking up at roughly the same time improves energy, focus, and mood. Your body runs on a circadian rhythm, an internal clock, and you keep breaking it. Going to bed at random times every night is like changing time zones daily. Your body has no idea what's happening. It doesn't need to be 10 hours of sleep, just consistent. Same time, every night, even weekends. Without good sleep, every other habit on this list is 10x harder. You're fighting uphill the whole day. Sleep is the foundation everything else builds on. You can't hack your way around biology. Your body needs rest, and it needs it on a schedule. All those productivity tips, all those life hacks, they don't work when you're running on broken sleep. Sleep isn't lazy. It's the ultimate productivity hack. Fix this first. Everything else gets easier. Cleaning for 2 minutes. Cleaning sounds like a chore you put off until your place looks like a crime scene. Dishes stacked in the sink, laundry piled on the chair, random clutter everywhere. You tell yourself you'll do it this weekend, but the weekend comes and suddenly it's a 4-hour nightmare. But here's the thing. A quick daily reset keeps your environment from ever becoming overwhelming. 5 minutes a day prevents chaos buildup, the clutter that silently stresses you out even when you're not consciously noticing it. Could be dishes, could be laundry, could be your desk. Just pick one thing. That's it. Stops small messes from becoming weekend disasters. You're not deep cleaning. You're not scrubbing baseboards or organizing your entire closet. You're just not letting things spiral. And walking into a clean space creates a calmer, more productive mind. Environmental chaos creates mental chaos. Your brain sees mess and feels stress, even if you think you're fine with it. 5 minutes now saves hours later. 5 minutes prevents that moment where you look around and think, how did it get this bad? Clean for 5 minutes. Daily. That's it. Planning tomorrow today. Most people wake up and spend the first hour figuring out what to do. They sit there with coffee, scrolling their phone, wondering where to even start. Half the morning is gone before they've done anything productive. Here's the fix. Spending 3 to 5 minutes each night outlining tomorrow removes morning decision fatigue. It helps you wake up with clarity, direction, and purpose. No more, what should I do first, panic. No more staring at your to-do list trying to prioritize while your brain is still booting up. Creates a consistent flow of productivity without stress. Write down your top 3 priorities. Schedule blocks of time. Map out the day before it starts. Your morning brain is slow. Don't make it make decisions. That's the worst time to figure out what matters. Plan when you're sharp, execute when you're fresh. 3 minutes at night saves an hour of confusion in the morning. You wake up, you already know what you're doing, and you just start. No hesitation, no overthinking. Planning tomorrow today means you're not winging it every single day. Plan today for tomorrow. Your future self will thank you. Saying no more often. Saying no feels uncomfortable, almost rude. So people say yes to everything. Yes to plans they don't want. Yes to favors that drain them. Yes to commitments that steal their time. And then they wonder why they're exhausted, stretched thin, and never have time for themselves. Here's the reality. Setting boundaries protects your time and mental health. It's not glamorous. It doesn't feel good in the moment. But saying no to unnecessary commitments makes space for what actually matters. Every yes to something unimportant is a no to something that could change your life. Over time, you gain control over your schedule and energy instead of letting other people control it for you. People pleasers burn out. Boundary setters thrive. You can't be everything to everyone, and the people who expect you to be, they're not respecting your time anyway. Saying yes when you mean no builds resentment, in you and in them. Because you show up half-hearted, exhausted, wishing you were somewhere else. No is a complete sentence. You don't need an excuse, a story, or permission. Protect your time like it's money, because it's more valuable. Stretching before bed. Stretching sounds boring, something you know you should do but never actually do, like flossing or drinking water. You think about it, you mean to do it, and then you just don't. But here's what's happening. A few minutes of light stretching loosens tension from sitting all day. It helps you sleep better, reduces aches, and improves mobility. You sit for 12 hours, at your desk, in your car, on your couch, and your body hates you for it. Your back hurts, your hips are tight, your neck is stiff. And you just accept it like it's normal. It doesn't need to be yoga or flexibility goals, just movement. 5 minutes before bed signals to your body, time to wind down. Releases the tension you've been carrying all day. And the long-term effects on your body are huge. Less pain, better posture, easier movement as you age. You're not training for the Olympics. You're just undoing the damage of being a desk ornament for 8 hours. Boring? Yes. But your lower back will stop screaming at you. Your shoulders will unclench, and you'll actually sleep better. Stretch, 5 minutes. Before bed, that's it. Tracking your spending. Tracking spending isn't exciting, but most people have no idea where their money goes. They check their bank account at the end of the month and think, where did it all go? Like money just evaporates into thin air. But here's the reality. Knowing where your money goes is financial clarity, and most people are flying blind. It helps prevent overspending, reduces financial anxiety, and builds savings. A 2-minute habit that completely transforms your money mindset. You don't need a complex budget or some fancy app with 47 categories, just awareness. Track what you spend for 30 days and you'll see patterns you didn't know existed. $200 a month on takeout you don't even enjoy. $50 on subscriptions you forgot you had. $100 on impulse buys that sit in a drawer. Can't fix what you don't measure. People who track spending save more, not because they're cheap, but because they're aware. They see where the money leaks and they plug the holes. It's not about restriction or deprivation. It's about intentional spending instead of mindless bleeding. Track it for 30 days. You'll be horrified. Then you'll fix it. And you'll save thousands without even feeling it.